Put that together. That nice.
Sorry about that. I almost forgot to throw it live on Facebook again, so I was doing that when I was like, shit, it's almost over. I should have done that the first 5 seconds of the intro, but I know it came out so well, I could not stop watching. I was like, wow, I did pretty good on something it took me 5 minutes to do.
We'll play it again at the end.
But definitely. Well, thank you and welcome to Random Nonsense, our 2-hour X-Men special that we've been planning for a couple weeks now. Yep. And so if you're here, get prepared to just talk about nerdy shit for 2 hours, because that's what we're going to do.
I'm going to be honest. I might only do about 30 minutes because it's just me and the kids.
No worries. You're good, man. It happens. Your kids are short and tiny, so you got to run around more.
Did everyone
the fuck they are. Hannah's almost as tall as me.
I always forget how old she is now.
Just about to be 10. I know I'm getting old.
Well, in all fairness,
Hefty's an ass. He should be here right now.
He would be, but
I
he's
know.
at work.
No. I know he's got other stuff going on. It's all good. I just got to talk shit. You should know this by now.
I know. I was just explaining to everyone else who didn't know why he was here, like people watching, why he wasn't here.
After 31 years of knowing me, you should know this.
I should. It's been a long time.
Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step.
I was just thinking of that too right after I said. I was like, damn it.
JJ leaves a lot of people without a lot of stuff in the end. Or he owes them like $5,000. You know, one of the two.
Exactly.
That's why you don't loan out money.
Hey. If I tried to cash in on everyone who still owes me money, shit, I could put a nice down payment on a car. That's for damn sure.
Or pay back your brother.
I'll do that when I'm dead. You got time. We're still young.
For my own inner peace, every time I loan money, I just consider it a gift. I never expect it back.
I really don't. I really don't either. I just like to give JJ a lot of crap about it.
Hence why every time I need money, I go to Jimmy and be like, "Hey, Jimmy, I swear I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back, brother. I'll pay you back."
No, the worst part is I won't hear for like weeks from JJ. Next thing I know, I'm gonna get a message. Hey, do you have like $20?
Hey, you do the same thing. I don't say anything. Think about
yeah, but the difference is when I ask.
Yep, here you go.
The only difference is when I ask for it, usually it's because I have to do something for my kids.
I know. Well, usually when I ask, I got bills and shit. I'm trying to like all pay at once and catch up on shit because
he's not asking for cheeseburgers.
With money, if you cannot tell, I have money and I buy things. I am not good with money.
So what you're saying is we have to do everything we possibly can to get your channel monetized to subsidize your nerdiness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I made more money on top of that, I'd be fine.
That's what this all came from. This is my monetization of nerdiness.
The only other way he gets anything is if it's cheeseburgers.
You got to bring that up every time we do the show.
Yes, I do.
Because I'm not.
I would have got it, Chantel. You know that. Him and I have like the same sense of humor. Like me and Hefty even like sometimes they'll say the same thing at the same time, and I'm like, get out of my head, bro.
And
like,
if you only saw our group text messages of all the jokes we put in there, so
exactly.
All right.
Trust me,
your
inappropriateness just works.
I told you guys to sit down. You guys are in trouble.
Yeah.
I know that tone.
Make that money. Dollar bills, y'all.
So,
are we ready?
Real quick, I want to throw the show out for Danielle, who's not here with us tonight because she's out there putting her down payment and signing all the stuff for her new car she just got today after the car accident. So
she just had to tell Josh.
This was for her because she did it all on her own. She put on her own cash, signed it up herself. She did it on her own. I'm very proud of her.
She did do it on her own. She just had to sell JJ for a lot of money.
We don't talk about that. The things
Chantel,
I do for money is not your business.
Chantel, I was active Army for 20 years. There's nothing you could say that could offend me, even if you tried. Trust me.
Like, we are a weird group of people. So him and I are brothers in some weird world that this happened, that we look like this, but we're related. And then these two are best friends.
I actually could probably pull out stuff that's offensive that would make people stop talking.
Can't offend anybody here.
Mm-hmm.
And Giggles hadn't said a single word.
Nope.
I have said a couple words, but
no, we just talked over you, and I apologize.
Yeah.
I would I will never do that again.
It's okay, get this down right.
I just let them go. Just let them go till they're done. Then then
Taco Tuesday. That's Taco Tuesday. This is Gefilte Fish Thursday.
Basically, yep. Our mom would be so proud of us.
Right?
I've never had.
Anyways, we're here to discuss X-Men, not bash on my balls for another 20 minutes. That's for damn sure.
Well, we try.
I mean,
we're still going to do it.
It's not like they function right.
Huh?
It's not like they function right.
Oh, that's cold. Why are you going to make fun of me?
poor JJ.
Because I was the younger one and I got a lot more shit than you did.
Fair enough. I will allow that.
See, I was the younger one, but I just learned from all my sister's mistakes, and I just didn't get in trouble.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened with me. I watched JJ and just learned from example and went. So if I don't do this, Bomb doesn't do this. If I don't do this, cops don't get called.
Or you would blame me, and then I would get grounded for it, and then you'd be laughing in the background, you little bastard.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like Professor Xavier and Magneto, brothers that fight all the time.
Right.
JJ, you'd be Xavier. I'd be Magneto. Only one of us comes from Auschwitz.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I won't argue with that. It's pretty good sound.
We just throw out Jews and anti-Semitism jokes already, man. This is
In my defense, I'm Ashkenazi Jew. I'm descended from people that survived Auschwitz.
So it's not really a bash. He's just talking shit about his own self, basically.
Oh, I didn't say it's not something that people bring up all the time.
Fast.
But it does come up in X-Men, which we're here to talk about.
We are here to talk about X-Men.
And a little bit of background, my grandparents on my dad's side survived Auschwitz and Birkenau.
That's crazy. How did I not know that?
I only found that out when I went to Montana to see him.
Because you smoke pot.
That is probably a good
The devil's lettuce.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, every time I'm like, my short-term memory, and I'm like, oh yeah, my short-term memory is going. Then I just think about, I'm like, no, it's probably all those gummies I took like every day for like the last 2 years.
I would say it's the drugs, but I think it's just Josh bashing my head in the walls throughout the years.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind when I put that together.
Oh, that's a good one. I hope Hefty sees that one. That's a good one.
Wait.
I like her.
Wait. Which picture are we talking about?
The first one where it's Hefty and JJ side by side.
And the heads keep bouncing.
Play it again. Play it again. I want to see this scene real quick.
Okay, hold on.
Play it again.
Hold on.
What the hell was that?
They're going like this.
It's so good.
And he's like this. He's all, and it's just bouncing back and forth. Oh God, Hefty, where are you?
I was hoping nobody noticed I put that in there.
I didn't catch it till now.
What the? No. I am so at a loss right now because I was out disciplining children. What the fuck just happened?
We watched the intro again because there's where it starts up. Me and Hefty are in our little boxes for the intro, and we're moving up and down like this. And it's the way it looks like one of us is going down on the other person.
So it's not only going up and down like this, but it's going towards the screen too. So it looks like they're going like that.
Don't screenshot.
Anyways,
it like this.
You know what? I'll start. I will be the prim and proper one for once. Favorite X-Men character.
Good job. That's why you're a good co-host.
Okay, all right, people.
Now we're getting going. Sorry we did a 10-minute rant of
Okay. Cream of the crop. Who's your favorite X-Men character?
There we go. That's our random nonsense of the show.
Exactly.
So X-Men's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Two to be exact, I believe.
I think a lot of people have misconstrued ideas of what X-Men was written for and what it actually stands for. And I think a lot of people take credit for X-Men's story, saying like, oh, this is for my minority group, so to say. And
no,
it's not. So me and Jimmy had this conversation already. So I'm going to let Jimmy explain where the X-Men actually came from.
In 63 is when it came out, so it's 51 years, or 59 years, sorry. But Stan Lee came up with it. Jack Kirby helped him write it, but it was basically during like the civil rights movement and stuff, and it was kind of an allegory to that, because they definitely would have got censored had they just went for a full-blown comic book about the civil rights movement. But the mutants were, kind of the stand-in for the African American community and what they were going through, and so it was kind of a way to write a cool comic and at the same time say a little something about society. But yeah,
they were the OG SJWs. That's what they were.
I mean,
it was.
I would have to say the only thing I got to say about X-Men is the main villain of X-Men kind of enhances the Nazi propaganda of Jews being evil.
Oh, Magneto.
But at the same time, he's trying to show empowerment and control of being yourself and being able to survive being the minority.
So the whole crux of the X-Men is that when these groups of people who are minorities or not represented well, when they gain power, they become a threat. And that's kind of the crux of the X-Men, is that society and the government see mutants as a threat. And while the X-Men try to work within all of that to make it better, Magneto's like, no, fuck you guys. We're mutants. We are better than you. And, but Magneto's had so many character arcs and stuff. He's gone through a lot of changes. I mean, he led the X-Men for a long time.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, they've always pretty much hinted Magneto's Jewish. But you're right, with all the different character arcs that Magneto's had, it's hard to pinpoint one specific one.
Oh no, they don't hint that Magneto's Jewish. Like they're blatant. Like he's got the tattoo. Like he's Jewish.
I was trying to minimize that point because
No, I mean, but I'm
either
saying
way.
it's a great way of telling a story. If you think about all the stuff in today's world,
because he fought against everything that was repressive and oppressive.
Yeah, but in today's world, if you look at comics, who has bought a comic book that's not like a? Has anybody bought any comics like new comics? That's not like
no. Everything I have is older.
Because all the new comics suck ass. Like people cannot write. It is everything is so like ham-fisted in there. It's like, oh, you have to call me non-binary. I bet you can't guess why you have to call me non-binary. It's because I'm non-binary. And if you get it, fuck you. And I'm like,
one of the biggest problems with comics lately is because everybody wants that #1 issue. Yep. So they keep rebooting this shit over and over and over just to generate that new #1 issue that people think is going to gain value. When in the late 90s, when comics went from being for the readers to being for collectors, that kind of screwed everything up. That's why you get all these crazy storylines and people dying and coming back 1,000 times and stuff. And they keep rebooting all these series. And they've done it with the X-Men several times. But the old OG original series, X-Men.
Where you had Beast, where he wasn't Harry.
No.
You had Iceman. You had
wasn't Beast just like blue skin? That was it.
Not originally.
No, blue. He just had a mask that came over his head.
He had like the kind of gorilla body, but he was just a dude in a mask.
Yep.
So you had Beast, Angel, Iceman, Jean Grey.
Where's that one, Josh? That you didn't show me.
Yep.
That's the original 5 with Professor Xavier.
Yep.
So
Josh failed to show me that one as a kid.
Oh, that's the Silver. Is that in the Silver Age or Bronze Age? I don't remember. What's that X-Men? The original, is that Silver Age?
Yeah, it's Silver
Age. I think it's bronze. Yeah. I thought it was bronze.
No, bronze. I think is like
yeah.
Bronze is like 78 to like 89, and then it goes into
X-Men actually got canceled after a few years, and then they brought it back. And when they brought it back with the all new X-Men, that's when you get your Wolverine and your Colossus and all that good stuff with all the new characters that came in with some of the original X-Men. And then they broke off into 2 different factions in the 80s. You had X Factor, which was the original X-Men, and then the Uncanny X-Men, which is the X-Men that most people know and love. If you watch X-Men, the animated series, or X-Men 97, that's the Uncanny X-Men. That's kind of the second generation of the X-Men.
Which is the best X-Men. I don't care.
I'm not going to lie. I do know a bit, but it's all from like the late 80s and on.
Yeah.
It isn't bad, though. That was actually a really good time for them.
Oh, that's the best time for them, in my opinion. But my whole thing is, like, we talked about with Batman last time that we were together. I didn't really collect comics as a kid. Like, I had some comics.
Batman needs to go to prison. He runs around with young boys in tights. In the nighttime, in the dark, in alleyways.
Poor Groovy.
I don't remember what
I am so sorry, man. Josh should have probably warned you before anything about bringing me on with you.
Yeah, he's a bit of a loose cannon, but we love him anyways.
But what was I saying? I don't remember.
You were talking about the...
Oh, yeah, I don't collect comics.
Yep.
I do.
But I've had some extra comics, but mostly was the cartoon.
Yeah, I grew up on that.
Right.
And then
just like last show, I'm gonna have to do it if I can find them.
And then it was also the Marvel Fleer collectible cards. Like I used 95 Fleer. That was my biggest collection, and I had every single Marvel card, every single holographic card that came with it, even the clear ones that you could see through.
Yep.
And like, I wish I still had those cards, man. They'd be so awesome.
That's cool.
The X-Men that you know and love, that's all Chris Claremont. When Chris Claremont took over the writing, that's the X-Men everybody thinks of as the X-Men.
Well, that's because it's the good X-Men. It's like if you didn't have any fun with Batman before, like Dark Knight and all that stuff, all the rest of it was kind of crappy, and you're just like, that's the Batman I like. That's the one I stick with.
This is my favorite issue of the Uncanny X-Men.
I know this has nothing to do with the X-Men part, but if I'm correct, this might be the right thing. Let's see. It is the right thing.
I don't know what it is.
You should know what it is.
It's a penis.
I mean, these are like I said. This has nothing to do with X-Men, but yet at the same time it does because
Spider-Man.
Wait! Bring that back up. Oh, is that a Carnage?
Yep.
Carnage Part 1.
Carnage is my favorite Marvel villain of all time.
Really?
Then we got, let's see,
best villains.
This one.
Yep.
It's hard to see. There we go.
Oh, nice. I know you had that
Dude,
one.
I've had these since you lived in fucking TRC with me.
Doesn't mean I knew you had that one. That's all I said is nice. I knew you had that one.
Like, I collect a lot. Josh can tell you I collect a lot of random shit.
I believe it.
You should know this by now.
Shit.
That's it, really. It's just those three. I know I had more. What did Kathy do with them? And now I'm gonna die tonight when she gets home.
Don't do that.
It will probably happen. Anyways, so I know you guys like Gambit and Wolverine. Who do you like, Ashley?
Oh, I like Gambit. Jimmy hates Gambit. I think the reason he hates Gambit is because Gambit pulled that sweet ass on Rogue back in the day, man. Especially when she had that, she's like, "Oh, sugar," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you did with that."
He was like a daughter
booty.
to Logan. He wouldn't have done that.
I don't give a shit about. I'd be like, "Ring a ding 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 ding."
Ding 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 ding.
I've always thought Gambit was just like Gambit was kind of like the new Wolverine. Like he just popped up in every fucking thing. Like you could not get away from Gambit, like in the late '90s and early 2000s. But I'm sorry, Giggles. Who's your favorite? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I feel like mine is gonna be like kind of like expected. But Mystique has always been my favorite.
Ooh,
I feel like if I had to pick any superpower in the world, it would be her. Like I could turn into
you're
a cop.
talking about her powers. I was just thinking about Rebecca Romaine Stamos, and I was like,
No, I'm just gonna say
that too.
Oh yeah,
definitely that too. But like we could never get in
trouble
for
anything. A whole bunch of different ways. Ways we will not discuss on the show.
Exactly. Because we want to eventually.
She's my favorite, but by far in ways that we cannot discuss.
Well, how about you, JJ? Who's your favorite?
My favorite, I'd have to say, is Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah,
but he smells like sulfur, dude. Like every time you be around him, all you do is smell like rotten farts.
Yeah, but then I can go anywhere I want. Like I don't have to drive. I don't have to fly. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go over here for a while.
No girl would ever want to have sex with you if you smell like farts.
Absolutely not.
For
all of womenkind.
I mean, not to mention that you have like a prehensile tail and you only have 3 fingers and 2 toes. That's
but they're huge.
All you need is 1 finger.
They're huge fingers, though. Like.
He's like, honestly, you ever heard of the Shocker? Oh, god damn.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. We're horrible.
My favorite, honestly, my actual favorite would be Storm.
Oh, yeah. Into a goddamn hurricane.
I mean, there's multiple reasons, but like just to control the weather is awesome.
Right.
Did you like Storm with the mohawk look that she had in the 80s, or do you like the full head of hair?
That was 90s,
Both.
Jimmy.
I like the mohawk.
Yeah, the
Mm.
mohawk.
I like
cool.
both.
That was 93,
Mm.
where Moreau
She
had
lost her
the
power.
mohawk.
Hey, Josh, you know about 93.
Yep. I was still around, or I was still young enough then. I knew shit.
93 is the year I got married and had my first kid.
Oh, nice.
It's a
93 is the
19
year the world
nine-
blessed me with that thing.
I was gonna say that's the year that Josh became a brother.
I was
Yep.
7.
I was 2.
I was 6 going on 7.
I was just born.
That's why we're
We're,
growing
we're
wizard
pointing it
hair.
out. I was just born.
Mm. So, bad guys. Who's your favorite X-Men bad guy?
Ooh.
I'll start if you want. What do you think?
Yeah, that's fine with me. Go right ahead.
This young fella right here, Juggernaut. That's
He's a
my
good
favorite.
choice.
Juggernaut's good. Juggernaut's good.
Yeah, Juggernaut, because as where his stepbrother, Professor Xavier, was trying to stand for all this stuff. Juggernaut's he's just your typical American. Like, he got some power and he just went ape shit.
Yo,
with it.
muscular and
Yeah.
shit.
What is it? The rock
He's
of
huge.
the gem of
Um,
Siratak or
Sidorak, yeah.
Siderax?
But he is not a mutant. His
Nice.
powers are magic. He is not a mutant. So he makes a
I always
good
forget
bad
about that,
guy.
actually.
Honestly, my favorite, I wouldn't say he's a bad guy. He's more kind of chaotic neutral. It'd be Sabretooth.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
He's a good villain.
He's not really a villain, though. Think about it.
I mean, he is. I mean, there's a lot of shit he does, like, is pretty bad.
But at
Well,
the
I
same
mean,
time, there's a lot of shit that he does that isn't.
Well, he's with the Brotherhood. Like, he is with when they're talking about genocide and they're doing all this stuff. Like, he's with the
He's right
Brotherhood and
there.
he's all for killing. Like,
Yep.
he's not a good guy. There are
I
some
think Buddy was a
where
good
he
guy.
did,
It
like,
just said,
a
I don't
positive
look at
arc.
him. My personal opinion, like I said, I don't look at him as a villain. I look at him as more chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Because there is actually things he does that is good.
Yeah.
He just has a tendency to do the wrong things.
He does brutally kill a lot of people.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Hmm.
Me?
What were you saying, Travis?
I don't remember. It don't matter.
So you were trying to remember like a bad guy or something?
Oh, my bad guy is he's not even a big Omega Red is always my favorite bad guy.
Okay.
They just having the same kind of like adamantium, but his is like whips that come out of the arms and stuff.
Which is pretty dope.
He's just a badass, and he just looks badass, all white skin with the bright red eyes and like the little red headband. He looked awesome.
And that big old blonde mop on the top.
Oh yeah. So Omega Red is my first, but secondly, honorable mention is Mr. Sinister, because he is just such a badass.
Yeah.
He's a great villain.
He stole mine. Sorry. Mr. Sinister was my number one.
No, he's a good choice.
Mr.
Here you go.
Sinister, when I look at Mr. Sinister, I think about if I think about how he would talk in real life, like I think of him as like a suave, like Sean Connery 007, or even like a Pierce Brosnan 007, like just that smooth talking where all the ladies just love him and the guys fucking hate him or want to be him.
That.
That's how I see Mr. Sinister. He's like, yeah, just come follow me, guys. Like, it's cool.
He looks like Colossus and Dracula.
Yep.
No, but I gotta say, one of the worst adaptations I've ever seen in any of the X-Men stuff was Wolverine Origins with Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
That
horrible.
was one of the worst adaptations ever.
That's why we got good Deadpool now, because he had to fall flat in his face before we got good Deadpool.
Well, he was forced into that.
Yeah.
Like, it's you either play Deadpool or you don't play Deadpool. This is what we got. And he
And he was a huge Deadpool
he
fan,
makes
so
a
he'd do
better
anything.
he makes a better Deadpool than a Green Lantern.
That's for sure.
I don't blame that on him though. I blame that on the people who put that together because that could have been a good movie and they just shit on it.
But see, that's the
I
thing.
think
Like,
I've only ever saw
terrible.
Green Lantern once.
Yeah.
just like Batman and Robin, I shit on it. Or Batman Forever, not even a good movie. I shit on it.
No, we don't talk about Batman Forever. We do not
Jesus
talk about bat nipples. We do not talk about bat nipples.
That was in Batman and Robin.
Either way, it was
Actually,
both
no.
of them.
He actually had it in Batman Forever as well. We actually
Yep.
researched this.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I had to.
But
I had to
we
show
don't
Travis.
talk about either because all I can see is bat nipples.
I didn't even get.
I would have went with the whole anatomically
You
correct.
should.
codpiece if I made it.
Oh my god!
Raging Batman.
You should know this, Josh. You're like a big Batman buff.
Sorry, I'm work texting.
It's not work. You're lying.
He's looking for that big. Never mind.
So when it
I'm
comes
gonna end it right there.
when it comes to X-Men, here's the thing. We talked about how the government and everything is about, and that's where like the Sentinels and everything come from. That's where
Yep.
Weapon X actually comes from. Like where Wolverine would not, if the government was not scared of mutants, Wolverine wouldn't exist.
Well, he would
Yeah.
still have the
Yeah.
mutant
Yeah, he
ability
still have
for
the power,
claw.
but we wouldn't
Yeah.
have Wolverine like we have with the adamantium and all that stuff.
Yeah, he'd
like,
still have his bone claws.
like it's funny because it's just showing that your fear makes your enemies, man.
Yep. The
It's-
harder
it's-
you fight it,
That's actually a really good thought. I never thought about it
The,
that way before.
the people you arm today are the people you're fighting tomorrow.
Well, I know that from the army. You know, Iraq 2002 to 2020. You know,
Right?
I wasn't in the military, but I know that from all subs. I don't know how many drunk natives try to fight me every day.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna have to get going because I gotta deal with my children. They're getting rambunctious and they're in trouble.
All
No
right.
worries.
So
Well, you have a good rest of your night, my friend.
it was good all meeting you,
We'll see
yeah,
you
man.
and y'all have a good night
Oh, yeah.
Later, bud.
later.
and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
You
Thanksgiving.
too,
Happy
buddy. Enjoy your
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving tomorrow.
I'll yell at you later, Josh.
All right, later, bud.
Ugh.
Whoa, everybody
Sorry
got bigger.
about that. I probably I always forget to warn anyone who comes on the show with my brother that he's a little much sometimes, and I always forget to warn people because to me I'm used to it, so I don't see it. But then I hear it and I see other people reacting. I'm like, oh god, I should have warned them. I'm sorry.
JJ, I work
Good
with
kid.
you.
He
I'm
just spends
I'm
a lot
fine.
of time at home with his kids, and he doesn't get out much. So this is why I
Yeah.
try to pull him into doing this because he doesn't do anything. So I'm like, come on, come talk to adults, come back. So I try to pull him out of that.
As we talk
Like,
about
no.
toys and cartoons, we're like,
Yeah.
hey, come talk to adults about toys and cartoons.
Exactly. It's the right
Right.
thing to do.
But when we're talking about X-Men as a whole, there's a lot of story arcs, right? And the story arc that comes out to me the most, and I think it's the most for a lot of people that grew up with the cartoons more than the comics as well, is the Dark Phoenix saga.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Like, I think because Phoenix is it's an alien life form, right?
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah, the
entity.
Phoenix Force. Yeah.
So
it's
it's
like
an
an alien.
alien.
Yeah, it's
I'd
like
say-
a cosmic force. Yeah.
The problem with that is it's just like when you can't drop Superman and Batman can't actually go toe to toe, right? The Phoenix Force was so powerful. It's like it's too powerful for everything else in the universe. And I really enjoyed the saga, but I feel like when comics are on for so long, their power creep goes so high. And you're just like, eventually you're like, so you're saying this thing is just as powerful as Galactus that eats entire planets and shit. And they're like, oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
more powerful. I'm like, that doesn't make
It's-
sense.
It's
like-
called plot armor.
Like Hulk, so powerful, can destroy entire planets. At some point, is there a limit to his power? Evidently there's not. It's
Whatever
just-
the story calls for.
And it's like plot armor, like the newest Mortal Kombat movie with the character that's not in any of the Mortal Kombat games, the main character.
No.
And you're like, he literally has plot armor as
Oh.
his
Has his
power.
armor.
Yeah, his plot armor. He's just like, it shows up when I need it. Cha-ching! And he's
One
like,
time,
ugh.
One time, Stan Lee was talking about like when people ask like who would win a fight between Thor and the Hulk. It's like you never answer the question because it depends on what the story calls for.
Yep.
Like you can't define that. It's you're just trying to tell a good story. You can't
You know who would beat both those people? Gambit.
Gambit would not.
He'd be I think the Hulk would do to Gambit what he did to Loki in the Avengers, just whipping him back and forth like a little rag doll.
I laughed so hard I almost peed.
No.
That was like the best thing ever.
I'm sorry, that's not true. Because there's another saga, the Age of Apocalypse series, where the Four Horsemen. Do you remember why he wanted Gambit to be one of his Four Horsemen?
Because of his fingerless gloves. Fingerless gloves.
No, not because of the gloves. Because he can put kinetic energy into anything and destroy anything. He can destroy planets by putting his hand down and putting kinetic energy into the ground. He can destroy a planet.
Okay, I could see that.
So, what would he do against Hulk? All he has to do is touch Hulk. Obliteration. Now, would he be able to regenerate and stuff? Yes, obviously, because it's the Hulk. But I'm saying
every time.
Gambit is one of the most powerful mutants. One of the most powerful mutants.
I mean, if you just take the scene alone from X-Men 97 after he got shanked with that thing, he blew that whole fucking thing up one-handed.
I didn't watch X-Men 97.
Oh, now I'm an asshole. I did not know that.
No, I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
I don't. I boycott all things Disney. So,
all right, fair enough. Now I don't feel as bad. I thought you wanted to watch it, and I just like told you.
Oh no! Like,
I'm like, oh my god, I'm a monster.
I'll watch it for free on I have programs that I'll watch it, but I will not pay Disney another cent until Gina Carano is back as Cara Dune. The day they fired Gina Carano over free speech is the day I stop paying for Disney and stop supporting anything they do, because they do it for everybody else. They let her, even in the same show, co-stars. What's his name? Fucking the Mandalorian guy, the piece of shit actor.
Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. It's in every fucking movie known to man. I'm sick of seeing his face too. And he's gonna be Reed Richards in the new Fantastic Four for some reason. But like, I don't even remember where I was going with it, but I hate it so much.
No, you're fine. I understand that. Like, I didn't just to go on a weird side note with this real quick. I never thought what she said was that bad. I'm like, I don't get why they fucking I still don't understand it. And I'm like, it wasn't horrible.
It's politics and everything. That's why we like nerd shows. We don't have to talk about politics. There's no politics involved. There's no correlation with politics.
There's no
bring up politics. Don't bring up the Senate, the House, presidency. Shut the fuck up about politics, people. Nobody cares about politics anymore. It's over. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Cosmic energy that can create and destroy anything that should make Gambit redundant. That is true. It would have to make it redundant, but energy is still matter. He can still do kinetic energy into anything that's matter. Electricity is still matter.
Energy is not matter. Energy becomes matter.
Agreed.
For them to be able to form it and to do stuff with it, it is a form of matter. That's what I'm saying. Like, if she's like, people are doing Psylocke does a blade, it's a form of matter because it's penetrating stuff and it actually displaces stuff. It has to be made of matter. It can't be just pure energy. It's not energy. A lightsaber.
I mean, could it be energy though?
Not based off the wounds that it causes. It's not cauterizing shit.
Okay, that's true.
Like, it has to be actual matter. Psylocke daggers, all this stuff, it's still a form of matter.
Okay. Fair enough.
Build the wall and don't get over it. What are you talking? Are you saying that I'm just making shit up? No, that's real. Like if I was making shit up, I'd be like, hypothetically, no. But in the comics, people stab with energy weapons. It doesn't burn them. It punches through or causes bleeding stuff. It's matter. It's mass. Scientifically.
I don't know. I was always kind of
Also, it's a fucking comic.
Why are we getting so serious?
Why so serious? I'm just rich and nuts. Rich and nuts.
When I was really young, before I got into Wolverine, I was a big Cyclops fan.
Cyclops is the gayest.
No,
fucking-
Cyclops.
No, he's the gayest.
Cyclops is a badass, yo.
Yeah, the original Cyclops. Solid blue leotard that goes up over his head and a fucking visor. He's gay.
He likes to be safe. He's spitting
with
out laser beams
Iceman.
with his
With
eyes.
Iceman. Iceman's gay too. Well, in the new ones, Iceman's gay.
He had the fucking, but like Cyclops, we were talking about it earlier, like in Inferno and that series, like he just fucking disintegrates Mr. Sinister. So like he's got some power too.
I always thought he was one of those underrated characters. I always was a fan to his because like he's got to lead the team, he's got to be in charge of everything. And in his head, everything he's doing, he thinks because it's the professor wants. So he's putting all that weight on him on top of everything else this dude goes through. Like he loses his kids, his brother, his dad. Like his whole like backstory is so fucked up. And this dude, like, other than a few times, is usually the one to bring everyone back together.
He's always expected to be the Captain America of the X-Men, but he is not Captain America, and I think that comes through a lot. So that I like that duality there. Like he's expected to be this perfect Captain America type leader, but he's not. He's flawed. He's jealous. He's a douchebag sometimes,
Mm-hmm. Which I think that's what makes him a really interesting character. Like the whole arc where him and Emma are having an affair in his head.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's some dirty shit, bro. Like it's still cheating. That's in your head with a psychic.
Emma Frost. That
yes,
chick
we're
is
talking about
sexy as fuck.
Well, and it's like the whole time Wolverine's trying to screw his girl and all this, and
I mean,
like,
it's a bunch of dirty shit in the X-Men if you really think about it. Everyone's fucking somebody in there.
I'm blue and I'm in need of a guy. I'm in need of a guy. I'm in need of a guy. Yeah, that's Cyclops. The whole time he's like, my visor. He's like, hey, sexy.
Before Gambit came along, it was Rogue and Colossus for a while. I don't know if you remember that era.
I don't remember that era, actually. I think that's before I got into comics because in my brain, it's always been Gambit and Rogue.
Okay, so here's the question about Rogue. Okay?
Sugar.
Let's be real.
Sugar.
One, in the original cartoon and in the comics, that ass went for days. Okay? Looked good.
I mean, I've always wondered why they always drew Rogue with that fat old ass on her. I'm like,
you want to know why? I will tell you why.
I'm gonna read the comic book now.
I will tell you why they did that. Because she's a fucking thirst trap, man. Because no guy's putting his thingy in her. Because he'd fucking die.
Who were they selling comic books to back then? Like everybody would look at Psylocke. Like, look at how they dressed her. Like
you would have to wear a full body condom with Rogue and just be like, "You feel it yet?"
Rogue ended up with Gambit too at one point.
No, she is with Gambit. They're still.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like that forever, like entanglement.
Yeah.
They can't have kids. They can't ever bone.
I wonder whose powers they would get if she had kids, and would her powers kill the kid inside of her, or would she absorb the baby?
Well, there was a weird arc where Rogue could absorb power, but also give people powers, which I don't like that aspect. That's weird. I don't like it. But Rogue is just so sexy. And they had Anna Paquin player like in the movie, and that's when I started what was it, True Blood? And I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, Suki, show me your boobies." And then I saw her as Rogue. I'm like, "This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good." And then I realized it was PG-13. I was like, "Gay."
The opening scene of that 2000 movie, the first X-Men movie, like the opening scene of Rogue and Wolverine in the truck together, that was like one of the best scenes ever. And then the movie just goes to shit after that. Like, I mean, it was good, but it was just like, what are we doing after that point? I had such high
the
hope.
all black suits. I hated the all black suits. I get they didn't want to be like a comic book movie, but you're making an X-Men movie. At least make them blue.
Yeah.
Like, don't make them jet black.
So what do? They put Cyclops in jet black leather.
With an all black visor too. You didn't get the yellow one, it was black.
All I'm saying is all comic book movies should wear their actual fucking costumes, because I would have been happier as a kid if I just saw them in their costumes from the beginning. But then again, I don't know if they could have done the costumes that well back at that time.
I feel like they would have been too like comic book and cartoon ish, because like compared to what we do now, I feel like they would have been like set to that time, so they would have been like over the toply goofy, I think.
Well, it's like the first time Hugh Jackman popped his claws in 2000 was exciting for me, but it wasn't nearly as exciting as him putting the damn cowl on this year. Oh dude,
God. I screamed like a little girl in the movie theater when he pulls that shit up, and I was like,
"Oh my god!" Same.
Like, I get chills now just thinking about how good that made me feel when he put that cowl on finally.
It was exactly.
Is a mystery.
I can't stop listening to that fucking song. It's on my, like, everything on my phone has that song.
It has been in my head
since the
movie came out.
Yep.
And Jimmy just keeps reminding me, oh, I'm such a catty bitch when I'm jealous.
Yeah. And it feels like...
What is it? What did it say? What's the wind resistance on those blowjob handles there? Shut up. Oh, I'm just joking. I'm just so catty.
And I love when his shirt breaks open and he instantly looks at him.
He's like,
does the head nod? I'm checking him out. I'm like, fucking.
That's okay. I was in the theater going like this, going, God damn.
Yeah.
I think it's over.
And I was just like, goals. Those are goals. I will never achieve those goals. But I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I could do that.
How old is Hugh Jackman? He's like 55, 56
Yes.
years old. He's 4 years older than I am.
Hey, Jimmy, it's time to get back in the gym, my friend.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I like food and beer too much. That's never going to happen for me. That takes a lot of work, and like I like things that are bad for me, so I'm not giving up a cheeseburger to have abs. I'm sorry.
So Deadpool and Wolverine, like that's my top ever. Second to that, Wolverine, as far as Wolverine in cinema, would be Logan. I really like Logan too.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
And then it kind of goes downhill after that. Like the Wolverine where he fought the Silver Samurai was.
I like that one.
It was okay, but it wasn't.
It wasn't great, but it was decent.
Wait, which one?
It's called The Wolverine. It's where he fights the Silver Samurai at the end.
Oh, is that the one where it's in Japan?
Yeah.
Yep.
Super gay.
X2, when they brought out Lady Deathstrike, I really like that because she is also one of my favorite villains.
I liked it, but I didn't like it. Like, I didn't like the way they like made her like a mindless zombie, and I'm like, no, that's not how I remember her. Like, she's a badass bitch who gonna tear him up.
How did they do? I don't remember how they did her finger claws. Did they just do extensions, or did they do it?
No, it just kind of come out of her finger. Yeah.
I always pictured her kind of like a T-1000. You know what I'm saying? Like the and like
the gel
liquid metal.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how they do it in the movie. It comes from like her nails. So it starts from her nails, and as it comes up, it like goes over like the tips of her fingers and then extends.
Yeah. So in the comics, she's a lot more twisted. Like that. I like seeing Kelly Hu as Lady Deathstrike, but yeah, it was kind of like the first couple of X-Men. Nobody was accurate, really. Like, so, The Short King Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine, that cracked me up because I'm like, yeah, there you go. Stick with that one right there. That's the one.
What is he, like 4'6" or whatever?
No, in the comics he's 5'3".
I think that was the reason I always loved him, because I'm like short too. So I'm like, dude, you could be like a weird fucking like werewolf man being like 5 foot tall. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. But and then the Cavill ring, the Henry Cavill Wolverine, that felt right too. Just for a second.
I would watch that. I would watch that.
I'm not gonna lie, I would watch that. And I love he did the fucking like clicks he does. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, I'm down for this. Like, if he goes into every fight doing the click and the claws come out, I would watch that whole movie. I don't care. Yeah. I think he was a great Superman too. I hate that he gets so much hate for it, but I thought he did really good at that.
Who does he get hate from for Superman? I've never seen anybody hate on Henry Cavill. No.
I think it's Zack Snyder. Yeah.
Snyder and
maybe it's the connection.
Feige or whoever took over DC, whatever. Yeah. They have a thing against Cavill.
It was Josh Whedon. He took over the Justice League. I thought Henry Cavill, and I also thought Ben Affleck was a good Batman. I just think the scripts just suck.
I agree with you on that.
What's all this Martha shit? Like
Ben Affleck's cowl sucked ass. Okay,
it was awesome. I loved it. It looked like,
and he fucking killed people jamming that one dude's head down. Come on.
See, I love how we come in and talk about Wolverine. We go back to Batman every time. I love it.
Giggles, you like Ben Affleck? You like Ben Affleck's Wolverine or Batman?
Yeah, I definitely like the Batman. I agree with you about the writing. I feel like they just didn't put enough thought into the writing. It could have been really, really good.
I would love to see Batman in the Christopher Nolan movies because I hate Christian Bale as Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Or hear me out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Ben Affleck isn't even that good of an actor, okay? He's not.
I like Ben Affleck. I even liked him in Daredevil.
Oh, he played the same character in Daredevil that he played in fucking Chasing Amy. He plays the exact same guy,
but he was
in
blind.
Every single fucking movie. He's like, oh, but I'm blind now, but I'm in love with a lesbian.
Blind.
Oh wait, Elektra.
I hate you.
I'm just saying.
So I didn't like his Daredevil. Like I liked the movie in general because I'm a fan of Daredevil. So I liked the movie based because Daredevil fan. I didn't like him as Daredevil, but I think he made a really good Batman in the cowl and out of the cowl. He's a great Bruce Wayne, and he's a good Batman.
I think he is a phenomenal older Bruce Wayne. I agree with that. I think he did phenomenal as Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
I hated him as Batman, and it's not him as Batman. It's the fucking cowl. I hate it so fucking much. It ruins it for everything. Oh, I hate it.
It's that OCD about the cowl.
I mean, he's not wrong. It is kind of off-putting and strangely longer than it needs to be.
How you feel about that cowl is how I felt about Gambit in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
I'm done. I'm done. Bye.
Groovy's out.
So you weren't digging Channing Tatum as a Gambit?
Absolutely not. I gave him a chance. I really did. I tried to get on board with it. Yeah. His accent wasn't even fucking consistent, and it was driving me fucking insane. And he was just too big. Like, he was just too big. He looked like he had a condom on his head. Like,
I just name for myself.
I could not. Every time he spoke, I wrote
you. I was waiting for that to come back. I kept looking down, like, where is he? Come on, I know he's building it up right now.
First of all, he is actually from that area. That is actually an awesome Creole accent.
But it wasn't consistent.
Because you couldn't understand him if he was consistent through the whole fucking movie.
It threw it off.
When he gets excited, okay, just think of it like this. When you have somebody that is bilingual that speaks Spanish and English, but Spanish is their main language, when they get excited,
like my entire family,
you revert back to your Spanish. Like when you get excited, you'll revert back to your fucking Spanish. Same thing with him. He would talk in his accent. And then everybody would be like, I can't understand what you say. He tried to clear it up, and then he would get excited about something. He's like, oh, I shot at my daddy's dick ready.
Yeah.
Like when he gets excited, that's when the accent came out, just like it is.
It wasn't just the accent.
I have been waiting on Channing Tatum to play Gambit for over a fucking decade. They have been waiting for him to play for over a decade. The costume was on point 100%.
Yes.
His face
I just didn't like it on him.
His face a little bit too fat for the headgear. I will give you that. But the chest piece, along with the upside down pentagram and stuff, like everything was on point. And when they did his powers with the cards, and he's doing the slow motion, doing his dance moves where he's doing it, which Gambit would actually do with his limber and stuff. It looked fucking awesome. And then when he's just like, boom. And then that was my highlight of that movie. Besides,
I agree with everything you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with nothing you're saying. I just did not like him as the actor. The costume was on point. The powers were on point. Even his little catchphrases, all of that was great. I did not like him as Gambit.
Who would you pick as Gambit? If you could cast it right now. If I gave you the power.
At work, and she's about to say something I don't want her to say.
I know. JJ already knows the answer. We had this discussion.
I was like you, Groovy. I was so mad at her when she said it. I was like, what? He was one of the best parts of this fucking movie.
Who are you casting? Let's hear it.
Oh, God. Look at the other one, too. He's holding his migraine already. So the Gambit, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the actor's name, but the Gambit from the Wolverine movie.
Get the fuck out of here! Catch! Mister, I flip a fucking staff. Catch! He didn't even throw fucking cards.
He had the staff though. He had the bow. I had the bow.
But hear me out. But allow me to explain. So I'm not saying I want that actor playing that exact Gambit. Obviously, we want him to play
I'm gonna hear. I want Jared Leto to play Gambit, and I'm gonna flip my fucking desk. Shut the fuck up, Jimmy.
He could get a Creole tattoo across his forehead.
He's like, damaged in Creole.
all that Kit Kat's gonna get you hurt.
I fucking hate that guy. And his fucking music sucks too.
Oh my goodness.
30 Seconds to Mars. Fuck
We knew it was gonna happen, JJ. We knew.
Oh, we knew. I did. Oh, it's a good laugh.
My wife is probably on the other side of the house, be like, what the fuck are they talking about? Why are you yelling so much?
She's like, he's on the stream with Jimmy, of course. Yeah.
She's like, I thought they were talking about X-Men today. What is he so upset about? And I'm like, fucking Gambit!
let's talk dream casting then. Like, Travis, give me your dream casting for an X-Men movie. Just any character, anybody.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I am keeping Channing Tatum.
Oh, okay.
As Gambit. And I'm doing it for one of two reasons. One, I think he plays the role very well. Especially, he has the comedic thing that Marvel has to put in every fucking movie instead of just being a straight movie. He can add some comedy and levity to it. Yeah. That's why Logan made over $1 billion, because it was for the fucking kids. No, it was because it was for adults. But I would keep Channing Tatum. And plus, he is just like as with Ryan Reynolds. I will never, if Ryan Reynolds died tomorrow, God forbid, and they tried to replace him as somebody else with Deadpool, I would never watch that movie. I'm sorry. That is not Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. I understand
that.
It's because of his passion he has for it.
It'd be a Jared Leto Deadpool if Ryan Reynolds died.
Why you gotta do that to him, yo? Why you gotta do that? I can already see the veins in his forehead starting to bulge.
I'm saying there's only 3 men on this earth that I would consider turning gay for. One of them is Bruce Campbell. 2 of them is Channing Tatum. And 3rd is Ryan Reynolds. I would turn gay for those 3 guys right now, instantaneously. I'd be like, I don't care.
You mean like the intro of
Yeah,
the
the
show.
intro.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I know we all like Cavalry, but I'm taking Henry Cavill as Mr. Sinister. That would be my dream casting as the next big bad guy. I think he could pull off like a perfect Mr. Sinister because he's got the look, he's got the build. I think he would be a great Mr. Sinister.
As long as the writing is done.
Yeah.
I think Cable was perfectly cast too.
Yeah. Josh Brolin's really
did a good job.
Brolin's only problem is he's short like me. So like if you watch like Deadpool 2 when they're all running together, he's like 6 inches shorter than Ryan Reynolds.
He's like, I'm coming.
Oh, Cindy's here. Oh, and my wife is here. Hey, Amber, that's my wife.
I don't know. If I was gonna cast a Mr. Sinister, I'm gonna go back to what Groovy said about him. Someone who's like suave and cool.
Yeah.
I would pick Keanu Reeves. I think he's got the voice where you're like, all right, dude, I'll go with you where you want to go.
Totally gonna be doing some evil stuff today. Whoa.
There's something definitely afoot at the Circle K.
Mr. Senator, behold.
And be excellent to each other. And me and Magneto together, we are Wild Stallions.
Oh, what if Pierce Brosnan did do a Mr. Sinister? Would it be
I think
good?
Pierce Brosnan would do good. I think actually, and
that's not a bad idea.
I'm not even lying, and I'm not even saying this because I'm a huge fan. I think Bruce Campbell would actually play a really good Mr. Sinister as well.
Oh yeah, yeah,
charismatic.
I was sad when I heard he got cast in the Doctor Strange movie and didn't even play a Strange variant. That's what I thought he was going to be. I'm like, he's a great fucking Strange. Like, why did they not do that? That was just a waste. I'm like, no, make him a Doctor Strange. It would have been so much better.
It was Papa Pizza's Pizza Balls. All right, Pizza. You don't steal from Papa Pizza.
Had they made Doctor Strange back in the early 2000s and not cast Bruce Campbell, that would have been a tragedy.
Yes.
I
think I had people in the theater, like little kids, that were actually scared during that movie, especially with like the resurrection of the dead Strange with the multiple arms at the end. Yeah. Like that's actually pretty freaky for a freaking kid, man.
Right.
I am so hoping that Ryan Reynolds has forced their hand to do away with the multiverse shit. So
I don't know. It looks like from everything they're saying, like it's gonna be over soon. Like with the two new Avengers movies coming out in the next 2 years.
I don't care about those movies. Yeah, like I've lost my Marvel excitement. Yeah,
I do not care to see Iron Man as Doom. I don't want to see that. I don't care how you explain it. I don't care what multiverse it's coming from. The fact of the matter is, every Iron Man is Tony Stark. Every Doctor Doom is Victor Von Doom. Maybe different variants in different universes, but you never have Tony Stark become Doctor Doom.
You know who would have been the perfect Doctor Doom?
The same guy that played
Murphy?
Jared Leto.
I mean, he is a good Joker.
You know what, Jimmy? Remember, the next movie that we watch, it's my pick.
Yeah.
I will make you sit through the Suicide Squad extended cut and make you watch every scene with Jared Leto as the Joker if you don't shut the fuck up.
All that chit chat's gonna get you hurt.
All that chit chat's gonna get you hurt.
I'll be listening to 30 Seconds to Mars and watching that at the same time.
They lost Chantel at Black Panther. I thought the first Black Panther was decent.
Mm-hmm. It was a good
but
movie.
The first Black Panther was decent. It had nothing to do with Boseman. I thought Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger stole that entire movie. I loved that movie because of Michael B. Jordan. And everybody's like, oh, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. I don't wish ill will on anybody. But as soon as like, oh, he's got cancer and he died, and everybody's like, we've got to make Black Panther 2 and it's all going to be a tribute to him. I'm like, y'all have not done this for any other person that's acted in a role in a superhero. All y'all do is replace. And I am so sick of virtue signaling. And then that movie didn't even do as good as they thought it was going to do. By their estimates, it did bomb. Yes, it made 800 million. But they're expecting that to be a 120
They're spending like $500 million making these fucking movies now. It's ridiculous.
That's why Godzilla -1 shows everybody how it's supposed to be done. That entire movie was made.
That's a great fucking movie.
That whole movie was made for less than $10 million, and look how many awards it made.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here, and when it released in theaters in America, it beat out every single big budget film that was in theaters.
I would rather see $10 million Marvel movies with awesome scripts that follow the comic lore over a $500 million mess that just pisses
I agree
me
with
off.
that.
Yeah.
That's why I am despising looking forward to the new Fantastic Four.
After Endgame, like, dude, and you have no idea. Like, I was one of those dudes teared up in Endgame. I'm the biggest Marvel fan in the
I'm there with you.
Oh,
but after Endgame,
tell them when you started tearing up in Endgame. Tell them the scene that you started tearing up.
Oh, the Captain America scene.
Yeah.
It was Mjolnir when Cap caught Mjolnir. That was the scene. It wasn't Tony Stark. I was like, yeah, fucking die, you loser. I can't stand you. It was when
this
Cap
in
fucking
Civil War.
Mjolnir.
Me and Jimmy were on opposite sides.
Yeah.
I can see this because I have to say, like, I was in the movie theater, and when he picked up the hammer, I screamed, "He's worthy!" and started crying instantly. Because just the scene with him catching it back with the shield, I was like,
oh, just when he tightens up his shield.
That hole is done so well.
Yeah, he tightens up the broken shield and he's standing there, and then all of a sudden, on your left. And it's just like from that point on, I was just like, hold it together. Hold it together.
Everything you always wanted in a Marvel movie, all of them. And then he finally says it, and you're like, I waited so long for Avengers Assemble. I can go home happy. And he's kind of like slunk in the chair.
He's gonna say it. Flame on.
Yeah, that was good. That caught me off guard. I should have known too, but it completely caught me off guard in the theater.
But I mean, he had the red, white, and the blue around his arms, so I thought it too. I was like, oh wait, where's the shield? Does he have the hammer? Like, what's about to happen? And then he flamed on. I was like, I love it, but
I don't care what anybody says. Besides the giant cloud Galactus, I liked the original Fantastic Four movies with Jessica Alba as.
Same.
I thought he was good as the Human Torch. He was a good Johnny Storm.
I thought the Silver Surfer part of it was really good in Fantastic Four too.
Yeah,
like I thought they did a really good job with Silver Surfer, but I was so fucking mad about the Galactus thing at the end of that. Like I was blinded by rage. That's all I could remember.
But I liked the guy that they had play Von Doom in that one. I thought he played a good Von Doom. I liked him in the Nip Tuck series. I thought he's a great bad guy. He has the face, the eyes.
Yeah.
He plays a great bad guy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of those movies get like we shit on them now because we're used to what we get now. But like when you go back and rewatch them, they still hold up quite well. Like I love the first two Blade movies. They're like two of my favorite Marvel movies. They're so good.
The third one was a mess, but I kind of dug even the third one. When Ryan Reynolds.
It had its good parts and its parts where I'm like,
did you know the callback? JJ, did you see the callback to Blade 3 in?
Yep.
Where he's like, retarded. Retarded.
Like, I didn't expect to see.
No, I said
Blade
retired. I'm not gonna get canceled again.
I tell you, JJ, I screamed like a little sissy girl when Blade came around that fucking corner.
No, I did too. God. I was in the theater and I was like, "Fuck, it's Blade!" I did not expect that at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I kept screaming no. I'm just like, no.
So we're still talking about X-Men because Wolverine's in the movie.
Yep.
So I saw it opening day. Jimmy saw it the day before on the early preview, and
I
Jimmy,
saw it the day after.
Nobody. I refused to watch any stuff.
It was hard, man.
I was not spoiled on Blade, Gambit, Elektra. I wasn't spoiled on. It was all brand new to me, and I'm telling you right now, I got happy with Blade. For two reasons. One, when he just walked in, I was like, "Holy shit, it's fucking Blade!" And then when he's like,
Yep.
"Motherfucker's still trying to ice skate uphill," and I was like, "Yes, he said it."
Yeah.
Because that's my favorite line from the first Blade movie.
It's a good fucking line. That's why.
But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when that card flew in,
Oh yeah.
and Gambit walked in, I was like,
As soon as I got out of the movie, of course, Travis is texting me like, "Ding, ding, 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 ding. How was the movie? How was the movie? How was the movie?" And I'm like, "It was an 11 out of 10." He said, "How would you rank it with the Deadpool movie?" He said, "This is the best Deadpool movie." And he's like, "Bullshit!" Like, and then,
my dad was here last week, and he was here for a week, and we sat down the first night he got here, and we sat down and watched Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Oh, nice.
And he's not the biggest nerd. He's seen the Deadpool movies, and he saw Logan like a long time ago, so he wasn't really keen. So the whole movie, like, I was pointing out the little stuff that nerds know that he doesn't know, and I'm like, "Hey, did you see the name of the store that they got launched into as Liefeld
Deli?
No, it's shoes. Liefeld's shoes or
like
Souls.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why they named it that, right? Jimmy, you're better on knowledge on these things.
Because he can't draw feet.
Yeah, the guy who drew Deadpool sucks at drawing feet. Liefeld.
That's funny.
So they put those are the little like fun facts. Yeah, so now you watch it again, you're gonna be like, oh, when they get launched back, and they're like, oh, we gotta wait for all the extras to clear.
And the cool thing is, like, they consult Rob Liefeld throughout all these Deadpool movies. Like, he's all down with it. He helps them out. Yeah,
he's been not on screen, but like on the sets, and he's like helping them with stuff. And he even helps. And Ryan Reynolds, does like off the cuff, like everything, like and does like 50 shots. They even have. I was reading online in one of the interviews where it said Liefeld actually tossed out some lines that he would have written for Deadpool, and they actually made it in the movie. I don't remember what the lines were, but
that's cool.
Well,
so he's actually participating. So
Deadpool's honorary X-Men adjacent topic.
Yep,
X-Force.
Like Deadpool 1, the whole movie gave you the goosebumps. Like the whole movie, like fuck, there's actually Deadpool. And then Deadpool 2, like Cable, Juggernaut, and all these characters coming out.
I hated Fire Fist. I hated that kid, dude.
Yeah, like, but when Juggernaut busted out of that fucking van, oh shit! I was like,
and he had the big old helmet on, and he was all
and he's like,
I'm gonna fucking rip you in half now. And that was also Ryan Reynolds who did the voice of Juggernaut. And then in Deadpool and Wolverine, the cow pull, man, like, and then all the cameos and shit, like Ryan Reynolds should be running Marvel, the MCU. He should have Kevin Feige's job. Think of all just because Brian knows he gives people moments like that they've been waiting for so long. And
like,
Kevin Feige when he was
looking for the Wolverine and he had the one with the claws and the Hulk was in the claws reflection straight out of the cover. And I'm like, give me it. Let me see it.
Age of Apocalypse Wolverine with no hands.
Beating him to death. And then when he lands on the one with all the skulls and he's all fucking stuck to the X. Oh my God, that was so good.
Yeah.
Which cover was that? What series was that? What saga was that?
It was around Inferno time. It was mid 80s.
Was that the Age of Apocalypse? Was that the
No, it wasn't that. It was
before that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't remember specifically, but I remember the cover, seeing it as a kid.
I can't remember if that was with the Brood or if that was with the Strikers group. I can't remember it.
I will look it up as y'all discuss.
Yeah. But no, it was like Ryan Reynolds is just so good and in tune with giving you those moments that you want to see. That's what Hollywood doesn't get. I don't want a realistic explanation of how this shit could be possible. I don't want to see like how this could practically work in the real world. I want to see the comic books that I read as a kid brought to life on the big screen. That's what I want to fucking see. I don't want to see
with that.
Realistic armor and shit like that and trying to explain things. You don't have to explain a goddamn thing. We already know who these people are. We've been reading. 50
sorry,
years.
it's the
Go ahead.
Reavers.
Oh yeah, the Reavers. Yeah.
So Donald Pierce crucifies Wolverine in the Australian outback, exposing him to the elements. He hallucinates and happened to the last of the X-Men. As he sees Psylocke, uses her telepathy to influence Colossus, Dazzler, and Havoc to enter the Siege Perilous and escape the Reavers. Wolverine feels like giving up until a vision of a DH Storm who encourages him to live for her sake, and so in great pain he frees himself in time to spot Jubilee.
You know what that cover, you know what that's a direct reference of, right? Like it's a redo of Conan on the Tree of Woe from the Savage Sword of Conan.
And you know what that was taken off of? The Crucifixion.
No, because it's
the OG comic cover of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Oh my god.
Ends up, he has regenerative powers too. He gets brought back to life and he transmorphs into an angel.
Was he the first mutant?
I don't believe so. I believe people
awesome.
are going to get mad and cancel JJ's channel if we continue this conversation.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
let's stop on that.
We'll stop.
No cancellation. I like what we do here.
Jesus was not a mutant. He was a man.
Oh, what? I always thought he had X-Men powers.
Well,
religion.
see, that's what happened when he was crucified. That's what activated his mutant gene, and that's when he got his powers. That's when he resurrected himself. He was just a normal man before.
So he has regeneration like Deadpool?
Yeah. He was just a close-up magician before that.
I almost said something really funny and offensive, but I caught it in my throat.
Okay, I'm done being
caught
offensive.
it right here.
Just to be offensive. All you people that love Jesus, I apologize. I love Jesus too. It's just a joke, and so it's not a dick.
I always
don't take it so fucking hard.
Well, no, here's the thing that I always think about. Like, if God, like, if we're all made by this thing, we'll say God, whatever you guys want to say, he's got to have a sense of humor. Like, he's got to know we're going to poke fun at him because we see what's going on around us. Go, if you made all this, why did you let this shit happen? So, I mean,
Question.
He's got to know we're going to poke the bear a bit.
Yeah.
I'm tying this back to X-Men and comics.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We have Lucifer is actually in Marvel Comics. Like,
Mephisto.
The devil, Mephisto, is actually in there. Is God actually in Marvel
He
Comics
is
too?
the one above all.
Yep.
The one above all.
Yep. Look.
So he could be a mutant.
Look up the one above all.
As he's up on the cross, da, 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 da. I can see your house from here, Peter. Da, 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 da. I am so sorry, people.
That was a good joke, though. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a good one.
For my sake, I hope nobody's watching your channel right now.
Oh, there's 57 people watching.
Oh god damn!
Oh shit! How do you see that? I only see 4 on my end.
Oh,
well, you don't see it. We have access to the dark web.
Yeah,
Ooh.
It's the dark web YouTubes.
So,
nice. Hi, dark web YouTube.
Oh no! Don't do that. They're all Nazis and white supremacists. Shh.
Oh well, shit. I'm Mexican.
We'll start this question with Giggles because she hasn't got to talk much. We keep talking over her because we're just attention whores.
What's your actual name? I'm sorry.
Ashley.
Ashley.
Ashley, what X-Men character has never been in a movie that you desperately want to see in a movie?
Pandemonium.
All right.
That's an easy one.
It's a good one.
How about you, JJ?
He's one of my favorite villains, but Mojo in the fucking chair with the I think if they did that right with somebody who could act it out, it'd be a good fucking movie.
That's how they close up the entire multiverse. It all goes to the Mojoverse. They have to battle for supremacy. Earth 616 wins supremacy. It is the final timeline.
Nice.
Ooh, I like that. But only if they get Paul Giamatti to play Mojo.
Oh, that would be good.
I think he'd be a great Mojo. Like being in the suit, like being all fat and like creepy. I think he'd do a good job.
Does he do the eye thing too? Does he do the lazy eye?
I would hope so. I mean, you gotta have it.
Anyway, but person that has
and it can be any of the X-Men universe, like Excalibur, X-Force, X-Factor.
What do you want to see?
I want to see. I think a actual comic accurate Kitty Pryde would actually be pretty good.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Because I do want to see the flying dragon and stuff too, her pet. And I want it to look like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. That's how I want it to look. Even though it's not comic accurate, I just want to look like so fucking cute. And the second one is Magic.
It's a good choice.
It's
Didn't they put her in that horrible New Mutants movie?
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's not canon. It's not canon in the.
Oh, I wasn't sure if it was or wasn't.
It's definitely not. But
what's up, Dewey?
I want to see her, the daughter of fucking the devil and brother or sister or twin to Rasputin, fucking Colossus.
Yep.
And I want to see like a buddy cop, like brother and sister movie with Colossus and Magic, like going against their dad or something, kind of like a road trip type movie.
That would be fun.
I want to see an Excalibur movie. I want to see Captain Britain on the screen.
Oh man,
because I love Captain Britain because he's such a fuck up. Like he really is. Like if you read the comics, he is trying his best to be like, Captain Britain, the Captain America of Britain, but he is a fuck up. Like
he's just Billy Butcher, man, in a costume. That's all he is.
My favorite issue ever is the first time that Excalibur meets Juggernaut, and Captain Britain's like sticking his finger in Juggernaut's chest and shit, and then you see him like fucking carve through the earth where Juggernaut fucking bitch slapped him across the earth. I don't know. I like flawed characters like that, and I think Captain Britain's a flawed character, and I think it would be cool to see him. And I'd like to see Excalibur. Yeah, you could bring Nightcrawler back with Excalibur, because he was a member of that. Jared Leto as Nightcrawler.
I mean, he was a really good Joker. I'd rank him like number 2 or 3 in that list. Like, he was that good. Yeah. That hurts my heart just saying it. I'm just gonna put that out there. That actually hurt me a lot to just say that.
I was done with his Joker.
Stop. Rewind. Play it again. Come again in my ear because it's still kind of moist. What did you just fucking say?
Jared Leto's in the top 3 best Jokers.
Thank you, JJ. Love you. Thank you. I didn't say anything earlier because I already pissed him off with the whole Gambit thing. But when he was going off about Suicide Squad, I was so sad over here. I'm like, I liked it.
The first one or the second? I've not seen the second, the redo.
I liked them both. I really did.
I only say that because I liked him in the Zack Snyder Justice League movie as the Joker. I'm like, okay, if you did that, I would have been on board in the beginning.
Which scene?
Oh, the hallucination scene, like the Batman in the desert.
No, at the end of where they're like, have you seen the Zack Snyder?
Yeah, I'm saying, what scene did you like him as the Joker in?
The end scene, the whole part where he pulls out the card and he goes, "I won't kill you now if you got this." I was like, okay, I would get down with that Joker. It was a good portrayal.
Look at his fucking face.
It's a modern day Joker. We don't know what every Joker would be.
Here's the thing. Everything that's followed up with the modern day whatever, I don't want to fucking see it. He's like, look at my metal grill. I suck dick with it. I'm Jared Leto as Joker. I hate you.
Man,
I loved it
so much.
So, okay.
Woosah, rub the earlobe.
Why can we not have as the Joker? Why can't we have the guy that played Green Goblin? Why can't we finally have him as the Joker?
Oh, Willem Dafoe?
Yeah, Willem Dafoe as the Joker. I want him as the Killing Joke Joker, where he doesn't give a shit. Yeah. And he's just like shooting people, smiling, laughing, and I think he pulled off creepy.
Well, okay.
But Jared Leto is the worst.
Who's your Batman?
We're supposed to be talking about X-Men.
No, you. I mean, if Willem Dafoe, because you got to have an older guy, right? If Willem Dafoe's going to be the Joker,
I don't think so. I think I want to see, but Willem Dafoe is too old to play the Joker.
Yeah.
That was
Killing Joke. Yeah.
The Killing Joke. I see him more as the Joker in like Batman Beyond, like the older Joker, like leading the gang.
He could do like the Arkham Asylum Joker.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, I don't see him as like a physically imposing or going toe to toe with Batman. He's too old to do that. But I think him leading the clown, the Joker gang. Well, I'm saying I would love for Michael Keaton or Bruce Campbell to come and play old Batman, old decrepit Batman on the cane, and he teaches McGinnis, whoever it is that we get to play McGinnis, to play Batman Beyond, and then we have
Leto.
So let's. Okay.
Can I kill myself with a crochet needle? That's the only thing I have near me.
I liked Cameron Monaghan as the Joker in Gotham.
Yeah,
the show Gotham. I liked him.
I liked him in the part after he got his face cut off and it was all stapled back on. Then I was like, now I really see the dark twisted come out.
Who was the guy that played the Joker in that little scene in the Batman?
He's gonna be the main character in the next miniseries after Batman 2.
Oh, okay.
Like how they did Penguin, they're doing one for Joker.
You could see glimpses in there. That was like.
I just want to stop doing Joker for a while. I just think they should let Joker rest.
Yeah.
Like I want them to bring out a good Scarecrow. All right.
I would be okay with that.
And I'm talking about Scarecrow from like Marvel, DC versus Mortal Kombat with like the hooks and chains and stuff like that. Scarecrow. I want a scary.
Okay.
Like
you guys ever watch Superpower Beatdowns?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Bat in the Sun series.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love those.
I think the first one I watched was Batman versus Wolverine. That was really
but you
good.
know what? I think we do have some YouTube videos that kind of bring us back to X-Men. And if JJ wants to,
I got you.
Which one do you? Oh, we're gonna do Gambit.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Gambit.
All right. So this.
If you've never seen these, we are obsessed with these,
and they're ridiculously great.
Oh my gosh.
So, Gambit, you throw stuff.
Yeah, I tap into the energy of an object and I turn it into kinetic energy.
And then you throw it.
Yeah, I throw it. I throw it really hard.
Yes. I'm just going to keep it then as throws stuff, which is what I had. Gambit, my question then is, what happens if you run out of stuff?
But there's always stuff to throw.
There's always stuff.
Yeah, and I got my playing card.
Right. You're great to have you on the team.
That was tough because this is a new deck and they're all
A little slick.
So
Yeah.
it's good to work them in a little, throw them a bunch.
Yeah, I understand. What if you run out of cards?
How about Professor? It doesn't have to be the playing card. It can be any type of.
Oh, you could throw a business card.
Yeah.
You could do maybe an Uno.
Yeah, Uno is easy.
Could you throw a Magic the Gathering card?
It's quite fitting.
Baseball.
Sure, any sport.
What about a greeting card?
Yeah, it's a little thick, but I can.
No, you could. Cool.
Yeah.
No. Without cards, you're garbage.
I can throw other things, like in my pocket, I have some change, because I had a gyro. Earlier, I had a lunch.
Oh, so if we were attacked by sentinels at lunch, perhaps you could have thrown the gyro.
Yeah, you can throw a gyro, but it's tough because the meat's floppy.
Scatters the meat.
I'm sorry, you're still messing with me, aren't you?
Indubitably. Are you hearing, as we're speaking, how incredibly lame you are? So you're fired.
No.
Yes, I am firing you because without stuff, you are worthless. What if we're attacked and we're not inside of a 99-cent store or in the paper plate aisle of a Target or perhaps at some knick-knack flea market in New Hampshire? What then?
I got the backup, Because I got the staff. You remember me with the staff?
Oh, I didn't look in the file. You have a staff. You train underneath a waterfall with the staff. Da-da-da-da.
I'm training all the stuff.
Great. If the X-Men ever have a parade, we'll put you right at the top. When you hold that staff, you look like the world's biggest Blade fan. Do you understand? You look like you brought it to lean on as you wait in line overnight for the new Twilight. Book, not movie. What are those gloves? Go fingerless or go fingered. Those are the choices. None of this Cats is coming back to Broadway bullshit. Here's some fingerless for you. Suck on it.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
You know, it's not goodbye, Gambies. If we're ever attacked while we're all playing inside of a ball pit, I will call you.
Really, you will?
No. Now, would you throw yourself out? I could melt you with my mind.
This is such a great thing.
The perfect gambit right there. Yeah, I could throw the euro.
But meat is kind of floppy. You're making fun of me still, aren't you? Indubitably.
All right, we got one more.
That was really good.
Now we have one for Jimmy's favorite.
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Cool guy. Everybody's favorite. Wolverine. Favorite X-Man. Look, I've been going over your file, and I've made the decision to fire you because you are worthless.
What?
You're worthless, and you're fired.
Fire.
Let's add listening to your already impressive list of skills. I'll put it right next to made of metal, the substance that the guy we fight the most can manipulate with his mind.
But I've got these.
Yes, very impressive. Also made of metal, but I guess handy for all those fights where you can get right next to the person you need to attack. That's it. You flail.
I'm pretty important to this team, bub.
Okay, let's say Magneto is on one side of a bridge and he's killing a lot of people, like a lot. And we arrive on the other side of the bridge.
I'm gonna run at him.
You're gonna run at Magneto.
I'm very fast.
Okay, even if you're very fast, still gonna take you quite a while. Couple minutes. That's what? 36 people dead? Or Storm, fly over 2 seconds, suck him into a hurricane. Into a goddamn hurricane. Problem solved.
I have a motorcycle. Maybe I'd ride that.
What is a motorcycle made of?
Tubes,
I'm sorry, you say tubes?
glass, and tubes.
I can really feel you picturing a motorcycle and trying. It's made of metal.
Metal.
Made of metal, which you can twist and bend and throw you off the bridge, and now you're f***ing dead.
I'm very useful to the team.
I guess when you're not off somewhere having harrowing visions of your origin. Oh, where did I come from?
Where did I come from, though?
No, you're not hearing me. No one gives a hot
But where did I come from?
Get a journal, Logan. You're going to have to find gainful employment somewhere else.
Well, what will I do? Where do I go?
I don't really give a shit. If I had my way, you and Beast would be over at the airport sniffing bags for the TSA. It's one of your things, isn't it?
I can smell really far.
That does not help us. You do not help us.
I have a motorcycle.
I have a motorcycle.
You're not all here, are you?
I'm not all there.
Are you just saying back to me what I am saying?
Did you just repeat what I said?
Well, Wolverine, I'm going to write you a prescription for an antipsychotic that I'd like you to take.
I have a motorcycle.
You're fired. I'd kill you with my mind, but it doesn't feel right. I feel like I'd be putting down a special needs member of the cast of Footloose. Huh? Gonna go fight some nerds? Hey, Wolverine, you want to see my claws? Bub. You.
You're muted.
That was good.
There's only one more of those that is the funniest one. And if you have time later, or if we have time at the end, the Jubilee one is the funniest one
You make fucking sparkles.
Over here in Ibiza, and I'm here tripping balls and acid like, whoa. Make it funky.
What are her actual powers? Like, what does she actually bring to the
She's
team?
a firework.
Like-
Plasmoids. She shoots plasmoids from her hands that explode. I don't understand. Sparklers, yeah. Sparklers.
Yeah, it's sparklers.
Sparklers.
She's an Asian sex doll. That's what she is.
Like the vampires from Twilight. Sparkle, sparkle.
Hey.
So if
We
That
don't
happens to
discuss
be
that here.
one of the best Batmans ever that sparkled. Okay.
I got a hypothetical for you. Domino and Longshot get in the fight. Who wins? Because both of their powers are based on luck.
Damn.
I think it would end up just like Hulk and Wolverine. I think it'd be a stalemate after a while, and they would just be like, "This is stupid."
Think they would destroy an entire city trying to hit each other.
The microwave.
Maybe.
1, 2.
It'd be a hell of a movie, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but
Yes. Sorry.
long shot would win because the penis.
The penis. Oh,
Yeah, he's got a penis, so
I'm giving it to Domino.
I was about to say that that's the exact reason why I think Domino would win.
So, Angel or Archangel? Which do you like better?
Archangel. Angel just flies around, doesn't even have really super strength or anything. The original Angel in the X-Men could just fly, didn't really have super strength or anything. Archangel has the projectiles that shoot out the wings, made of metal, can slice people, and he also is actual super strength. So Archangel beats Angel any day.
Angel's powers are that he flies up on telephone poles.
That's
and
what I
chips
have in
people's
my
cars.
X-Men collection is an Archangel.
That
Because
is
that's my
an
favorite.
awesome piece.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful.
That sounded sarcastic.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Nope, it was not sarcastic. I'm sorry. My son was distracting me. I
I'm
apologize.
just teasing. You're fine. I'm just fucking with you.
Okay.
All right. Hypothetical comes because Havoc, Cyclops' brother.
Mhm.
Yep.
Both have access to the portal dimension where the beams and the stuff comes from. If Cyclops and Havoc, both in their prime,
Yeah.
are going against each other, who wins?
Cyclops.
Yeah, I'm giving it.
No,
to
no,
Havoc.
you can't. You don't have the whole X-Men team. He's not the leader. He can't control other people. Say, "Hey, go fight." It's just Cyclops and Havoc. I think Havoc has it.
Yeah.
No, I still stand with me. I still say it's going to be Cyclops. He got this.
I think Havoc is a little bit more powerful.
Yeah. Because I love when people look at how cartoons and comics draw it, like the Cyclops beam. Like people look at it like it's like a heat ray or something. I'm like, no, like that's actual I don't. What did they describe it as? It's
like an interdimensional thing.
It's interdimensional energy.
Yeah.
It's not a beam. It's not hot. It's not heat. Like it hits like you're being hit with matter, like force.
Yeah, it's a kinetic. Yeah.
See,
Kinetic energy beam.
this is the nerd stuff I think about. Not like who they would fight. I'm like, how do you actually explain these powers in a real life situation?
Okay. How about this? Sabretooth in his prime versus Omega Red.
Ooh.
Omega Red.
No, Sabretooth rips him to pieces.
I'm with you on that one. It's got to be Sabretooth in his prime. He gonna tear him up, yo.
Sabretooth can keep regenerating.
Yep.
Omega Red cannot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the most nerdy fucking thing possible. I'm gonna look up power levels.
All right, you gonna Google that up?
I mean, if it doesn't always come down to that. It's skill sometimes. Like you might get that one shot where they're like fuck up. You're like, oh, there you go, and it's all over.
Yeah, like Sabretooth, I think he just keeps regenerating, even with his arms and legs blown off. He just keeps coming until he finally gets a hold of him. And then he doesn't have adamantium, like on his face, so like he would stick his claw right down his throat, I think. Eventually.
And it'd be a hot mess when he was done, that's for sure. So, while he's trying to look up power levels, I hate the X-Men, Dark Phoenix movie and X-Men Last Stand. You had 2 chances to do this movie right, and you fucked them both up so hard.
I did not watch Last Stand. I did not.
The Juggernaut.
Is that
you didn't miss anything? You didn't really miss anything.
Had your Kitty Pryde.
But that was the chick from Game of Thrones, right? The one that played the Stark daughter. She played Jean Grey, and it was horrible, and it bombed in theaters so bad.
Yeah,
maybe that was just the Dark Phoenix or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
you mean the Age of Apocalypse one? X-Men Apocalypse.
I did not like that.
I like that one. I didn't mind that one. Like after they like redid the whole franchise and started with First Class, I liked that one. I liked almost all of those in there. I mean, there was a few of them like, all right, I'm gonna watch it because it's I enjoy it, but they weren't great.
First Class was better than I thought it was going to be. Wasn't like super great, but it was still better than I expected going into it. Kevin Bacon was good as the bad guy,
I think he made a good bad guy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I liked Days of Future Past. That one was really good.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah.
So Omega Red,
mm-hmm.
His stuff is not adamantium. It's the Russian Soviet Union's version of adamantium called carbonadium. But it's more malleable, so that's why he's able to use it as the appendages like whips and stuff that come out, and he uses them as grappling appendages. And this is why I say he is going to win against Sabretooth, because he also used them because he has to capture people, because the only way he survives the disease he has is absorbing other people's life force. It's through the tendrils. So all he does is wrap it around Sabretooth, and he'll drain his life force, and Sabretooth would die.
And he'll regenerate, and they'll just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
So, yeah, he drains them of their life energy. It's essential because the implants gave him a horrible disease. So he has to drain other people's life force to stay alive.
All right.
So he would beat Sabretooth. So
we're getting down to the last 15 minutes here. So I've got the big question for all of you. And we can just go around the room. I make you the head of the MCU.
Ooh.
What's the first movie you're making? Any Marvel movie. You are now the person in charge of the entire MCU. What are you making?
Ooh. Who wants to go first? Because I might need to think for a second. Because now I'm like, wait,
anything, any Marvel comic that you've ever read that you want to see brought to the big screen. What movie? What's the first thing on your list? Like, I always wish they had done this.
I'm working on it.
Oh, I know what he's getting.
I would say a Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six.
Oh, there you go.
Like actual Sinister Six?
Yeah.
Like a legit, like keep Defoe as the Green Goblin, keep what's his name is Doc Ock, like keep it kind of still where we're used to them and we love them. I think if they did it right, it would make so much money. Like I don't know why they haven't done it. I would
kill it look like a comic book.
Yep.
I think I might do Inhumanity.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think that would be the first one I did.
And I am going to do this for the simple reason of I know this character will never be in a movie. And I would do it just for my own vanity projects. I know it'll never happen. Darkhawk.
Oh, that's a nice set of comics, man. Where'd you get those?
This is my gift from Jimmy. But this This is my first comic book I ever bought as a kid. Not this specific one. This is one Jimmy got me, but this is the first comic book I ever bought. It had Spider-Man,
awesome.
Darkhawk, and Hobgoblin. They teamed up, and this is number 2 of his series. And I know it'll never be made. It's pretty much Blue Beetle, but Marvel.
Yeah.
Alien amulet gives them power and stuff.
You know they'd cast Jared Leto to play him anyways.
Probably be
actually hold on.
Yeah.
If you read the comics, Jared Leto, this is one I would say Jared Leto could actually play the character. Because one, it's behind a mask the majority of the time, and 2, it'd just be his voice. And I actually think, I mean, he's a little bit too old now, but I think Jared Leto, like 10 years ago, could have actually played the character.
He could be flying through New York like, take me down, bury me, bury me.
He has an amulet blast, and he can fly, and he also has a claw grappling hook thing that he uses to fight, and it's like his claw. His claws.
His claw.
And he also, underneath his arms, like it has the wings, but it's like got serrated blades that he uses to cut as he's like flying through the air and stuff. Cool character. He is a very small run character, so they will never make a movie of him. He'll never be a part. I think what was Kingdom Come?
Kingdom Come
was the last time he's made an appearance.
Oh no, yeah, that's DC Kingdom Come.
What was it? It was King of something. It was something of Kings. I don't remember it was right after the Scrolls. It was right after the Scrolls, and then it was like I don't know. But he played a small part, and he played a big part at the end to like save the universe, but he's not a big character. Nobody knows him. Plus, can you imagine like trying to say I'm gonna go see Darkhawk all the time? But Darkhawk was my first superhero comic. Yes, Spider-Man was in it. That's why I'm a big Spider-Man fan. But my first one, and I know he'll never make a movie, but I think that would be what I would want to see first. It wouldn't make a bunch of money, but I know it'll never be made. And if I'm taking charge, I'm going to do something that I want to do as well.
I'm torn between a legit World War Hulk or Siege. One of those two. Like I would probably lean towards Siege because that one is brutal. Like World War Hulk is brutal, and the Century plays a key role in both of those.
That was Planet Hulk, right? Like World War Hulk.
Yeah, World War Hulk's where he comes home and he's pissed.
Yeah, and he destroys basically everyone and everything in his way.
I wouldn't mind. I know they kind of did it with Thor Ragnarok, but I wouldn't mind seeing Planet Hulk.
I'd like to see his son Scar. I'd like to see that. But Siege, like the Century is ripping gods in half in that. Like he rips Ares in half and he rips Loki in half. Like he's the god.
That'd be an interesting thing for them to do. That's for sure. Just grabbing them and going.
And it's if you've never read Siege, like that's one of the best Thor runs ever. It's awesome. I would be torn between those two. I would probably start with Siege because World War Hulk, that is a $500 million movie. Like, because you're gonna have to bring everybody in. It's like in-game level shit there.
Yeah.
And it's like Civil War though. They can't just half-assed did Civil War. Still turned out to be an awesome movie. But my God, in the comics, it was like a huge, huge thing. And in the movie, it's just Tony Stark pouting.
He's saying,
little bitch. I don't like
Tony Stark,
here. By the way,
this is the movie that me and Jimmy are going to make. Dark Claw. It's Batman
and Wolverine.
Yeah,
amalgams.
I love those ones when they like mesh them together. Like the Captain America Superman combo is actually pretty decent. Like they do a really good job with those.
The Wonder Woman and Storm. I can't remember what she was called, but
okay, this cover is cooler though. I like this one better.
Yeah.
Dark Cloud.
Dang, too far. I like it. But that's what I would like to see on the big screen. Of
So-
course, never happened.
That would
but
be
it
interesting.
So we got 10 minutes left. Let's switch it over. DC. I'm going with Kingdom Come all day like that. I've gone on and on and on about wanting to see a Kingdom Come movie. So DC, I make you in charge of the DCU or whatever the hell it's called, the loser verse over there. Well, how are you turning that around? What are you making? Not the Flash, not fucking Aquaman 2. How are you saving the DCEU?
I am taking their most successful animated, and I'm going to find out which ones that are actually able to be put into live action. Because, again, with DC, with Marvel, it's all about the spectacle. With DC, it's about the script.
Yeah.
And that's where DC fails, is their script writing. That's why The Flash sucked. That's why all these other ones have sucked. If they have a good writer, yeah.
What's the that new animated storyline where like Supergirl shows up and then Darkseid shows up and kills her and Superman loses his shit?
The Injustice? No, Injustice is. I think if they made an Injustice movie, holy shit!
Yeah.
And
which one are we gonna do though? The one where Soups goes nuts, or where Batman cracks him?
I think we tie them both together, but I think it starts out with the Joker doing a kryptonite-infused Joker gas, gets Superman. He kills Lois Lane, thinking that it's Joker, rips out, and I'm talking like I want rip out the heart. I want to see it all. I'm talking like hard R Injustice.
Okay.
Movie. It shows him rip out Lois Lane's heart because he thinks it's Joker because of the gas. And then he just nukes the Joker nukes the whole fucking town of Metropolis. Everybody dies in Metropolis. And all the battle is going on in Gotham because Superman's coming to get Joker, and Justice League and everybody's trying to stop him. People side with them. People side with Batman going against him. So it's civil war, but it's in the most gruesome, brutal way. And I'm talking like Ben Affleck putting people's heads through fucking boxes like in Batman versus Soups.
Take the guy that makes The Boys and let him direct it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's The Boys with DC.
There you
like
go.
that. And I'm telling you, I want to bring in Lobo.
I'd love a good Lobo.
I want to bring in Lobo, and yes, I want like Jason Momoa playing Lobo. I want them to do a complete auto tune of his voice. Fuck the fucking Aquaman. That stuff doesn't exist anymore. That universe is done. So bring him in as Lobo. Let him do fucking Lobo with the huge fucking smoking cigar, hooks and chains on the motorcycle, and just be like, let's fucking go, bastard.
How bad did they miss the fucking golden target there of not having him as fucking Lobo and making him Aquaman?
That was the weirdest casting for me because like he's a big fucking dork. So he's goofy as shit. And for Lobo, he would fit right in. It's like putting someone else under the cowl of Deadpool who's not Ryan Reynolds. It just doesn't make sense. Like there's only one of them. You put him in the wrong role in the Jump Street.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Ashley.
Ashley, what movie are you making? What are you making?
I would probably do the Day of Judgment.
Ah, nice.
That was one of my favorites. I think
What's that?
I read that one like 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, deep cuts on both sides. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
More nerdy than I thought. Okay. I like it.
A little bit. You guys definitely know a lot more than me. I learned a few things today.
And actually, I would actually want to see if you have not watched the Penguin series, the mini series, the 8 episodes.
I haven't watched it yet.
Please watch it. Okay,
I heard it's good.
I'm telling you, I'm obsessed with it. And I'm obsessed with it because I hate stories where they try to make the bad guy sympathetic and all that stuff, like how Disney did it. Like, oh, Maleficent, she's just misunderstood. No, she's fucking evil. She's an evil cunt. All right. Let evil people be evil. That's like saying like they made the Venom movie with Carnage, and Carnage was a little bitch in that movie, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Stop making bad guys sympathetic.
I've not been a fan of the Venom movies.
No, they're okay. Like they're fun to watch, but they are not like lore.
This new one I watched,
anyway.
it's like it's for the spectacle. There's crap story, and it ends this Venom story. Like there's no more Venom after it. So supposedly, but you know, multiverses and shit.
I think
wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
Go ahead.
I think the Dark Side War would be a really good movie too.
Now, are you talking about actually going to planet Dark Side?
Yeah,
like Prison Planet, the Eclipse Planet.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool. But here's the thing: when they do Dark Side in the video game, Injustice, they did it great with like the straight line beams,
the Omega beams.
Yeah, the Omega beams. If they do like how they did in which Thor movie was? I think it was the first Thor with the giant armor that was in like I see a lot of movies trying to go to like beams like the eye beam that armor had. If they tried to do that for Darkseid, I would be very upset. Like it has to be the sharp edge jacket. That's
like the zigzag lines it does. Like
like it has to do that. And I don't
agreed.
It will take someone like Ryan Reynolds or somebody that has a love for the lore and what the fans want to see to make these movies a reality. And that's why I'm in complete agreement. I think Ryan Reynolds should run Marvel, the MCU. Yeah. I think he has a connection with the fans and he knows exactly what people want. And I know it's not his money, but he would be the one that's willing to go out on a limb. I mean, look at Deadpool was never supposed to be made in the first place.
Nope.
That was his brainchild.
It got leaked.
He leaked it.
Got leaked.
It was his brainchild. He leaked it.
Oh, I know he did because he always wanted to go back and replay it the right way. He hated the way it ended at X-Men Origins.
We got 3 minutes left. Cindy's asked a question. If you could boot one Marvel character to the DC, who would it be and why?
Yeah, you're not gonna like my answer.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
You can start then. Go ahead.
Gambit.
Sending Gambit to the DC?
Now, and here's why I agree with you.
Okay, thank God.
I would send Gambit to DC, but it would be in their Magic Universe, like Raven and all that. And he would be like with the Dark Brotherhood and all that. I think he would fit in great because he is magic. Okay. It's not necessarily mutant, but it would be magic. So I completely agree. I think Gambit would work in the DC.
I'm sending Thor to the DC because I want to see that fucking Thor Superman fight go down. I want to see it. Yeah. Thor is much more powerful in the comics than the fucking comic show that they make him in the movies. In the 100%. Comics, he's a force to be reckoned with. In the movies, now he's like a comedic character, which is, I mean, like Ragnarok was cool, but I'm not like that's not really Thor. He's not
Love and Thunder. Yeah, Love and Thunder. I haven't even seen.
Yeah.
You're not really missing much.
Once I heard that there were screaming goats to the whole thing, I'm like, I'm done. Because that's the thing I was talking about. It's all jokes. Like, give me a fucking movie. You don't have to make a joke every 2 months.
They went too far with a comedy with Mjolnir and Stormbreaker and all that shit.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know I love you more. Yeah. Oh, my brand new axe. Oh, you're so pretty. Like, wait, what?
So who are you sending over, JJ?
I've been trying to think about who I would send over. Like, I think we make
a great Ghost Rider Lobo battle.
No, I'm actually gonna drop Spider-Man in Gotham because I think him and Batman would have the weirdest dynamic ever. Because he's all about saving people, and Batman's about like being Batman. And I feel like they would never mesh, and it would be a funny like combo together because he's like that young kid who's gonna bullshit with Batman, who's like, I don't have time for this. I got kids at home I gotta deal with. I got the whole Bat family. I don't need this too.
Well, I mean, you see that with Batman and Damian Wayne when Damian Wayne became Robin. Like the wisecracking, smart ass, not one to do.
Yeah, he hates it. And I think it'd be great.
He's like, we could just kill these guys. Like, we don't have to save them. We could just kill them. Or if we kill the Joker, he never gets out of Arkham again. But I'm going to say the one that I would move over.
Down. Enough.
We're almost done. I promise.
No, not you. She
Did
just
you
got
see-
home. The dog's in here destroying everything I just
Yeah, I
fixed
just saw
today.
the tail hit the action figures.
Yep.
Hi, Danielle. Hi, Dad.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. My one that I would move over really quick before it's time to go, because it is time
There
to
you
go. I would actually, in the same vein as you, into Gotham. But I want Charlie Cox Daredevil, the series Daredevil from Netflix,
Ooh,
to
that's
go
a
to
good
Gotham. And I think those two, and I think Marvel TV shows get a way. I think Marvel TV shows are way better than what people give them credit for, except for Iron Fist. Iron Fist was kind of and I hated.
No, I get that.
I hated the second. I hated the Luke Cage series because of the woke stuff, and I didn't like Iron Fist because I just think the guy that played Danny Rand was a horrible actor.
I didn't like
I
Iron.
agree with that.
Yeah, Iron Fist was okay. Power Man, like it
Luke
was
Cage
Luke
was horrible.
Cage.
But my favorite out of all of them was not even like I did love Daredevil, but my favorite one was Jessica Jones. To be honest, I loved that show.
Yeah.
That was
I like-
actually a really good show. I did enjoy that one.
Daredevil
Yeah.
season 2, man, with the Punisher. Yeah,
Oh,
then the
that was
Punisher
good
series?
too. And he's gonna come back too. So I'm good. I'm really on board with him coming back to play Punisher because he does such a good job.
But this isn't ran by Netflix; it'll be ran by Disney, so you don't know how it's going to do.
Oh, I hope it does good.
But
On that note, we are out. We went everywhere. We talked shit. We talked comic books. We talked everyday things. Like this is what
we talked
do
how
here.
Gambit's the best and Jared Leto's the worst. Yes, we know.
We talked about everything tonight. So if you like what we do, please like and subscribe. All the links are down below. Everybody have a good night. I'm going to play the X-Men intro one more time before we get out for the night. So I'll see you guys in the green room. Look for them. Everybody have a great night and be nice to somebody because you don't know what's going on in their life, and your kindness might make their day slightly better, and that's a really good thing because being nice doesn't cost you a goddamn thing.
And happy Thanksgiving, motherfuckers.
that's right. Happy Turkey Day.
Well,
Hope we
enjoy
make it
your
well.
fucking turkey day and your football.
All right.